Hello and welcome. Today's dairy that you consume is not really increasing your calcium. It is actually diminishing it. Is it very surprising to hear that? Now let me give you a context. In the olden days, you may say that, oh, Lord Krishna also had dairy. He had milk and he had butter and he had all kinds of dairy stuff. But is today's milk equivalent to what it was before? The amount of chemical injections that are given to the cattle to be able to reproduce every year, to get pregnant every year is huge. Did you know that 70% of all the antibiotics across the world today are given on livestock? Which means when you are consuming any animal product, you're actually consuming all of those hormones, all of those injections and the antibiotics that were given to them, which comes out as residue in their milk. Do we check it? We don't know this, but we consume it because we know that our ancestors have told us, our mothers, our grandmothers, all our ancestors have said that milk is good. Yes, it was good once upon a time. What you get today is not equivalent to what it was before. Also, the conditions in which we consume milk today is very different from that of before. So earlier, when we were very close to livestock, cattle, etc., close to homes, at least in every gully, nukkad, streets, there would be cattle and we would touch them, get in frequent contact with them, bacteria exchange would happen, hence absorption would be better. Today that kind of thing does not happen. We hardly see them and hence bacteria exchange does not happen. Our absorption is a problem. So when we speak about calcium, most of the calcium that you consume is actually absorbed very little and a lot of it stays in your body as residue. One thing that is very important for all of us to understand is that your body cannot excrete excess calcium. Yes, your body can excrete any other mineral, any excess into your body, but when it comes to calcium, it cannot excrete excess calcium. Now what happens when you have this excess calcium which your body has not absorbed, which your body is not using, nor is it able to throw out? It is there in your bloodstream, it is rotating everywhere wherever the blood is moving, and this can lead to a host of other conditions. We mentioned about this. It can be a gout related problem if it goes and hides between your joints. If it is behind your eyes, it can cause a cataract, it can cause kidney stones, gallbladder stones, it can cause heart blockages, it can cause many of things. Now, most often than not, when people go with heart attacks to certain hospitals and their surgeries take place, and in the process of those surgeries, when the doctors remove those blockages and tell that these were the blockages in your arteries, have you noticed that they are white colored solid substances that are removed as blockages from your arteries? Many a times they are calcification deposits of all the dairy products or animal products that you consumed, but you were not able to absorb nor were you able to excrete it. So it can be very, very dangerous. It's always beneficial to become plant-based, and in today's world, if you can't consume dairy, don't think that it is a sign of you being poor. It's absolutely a healthy sign. Today's dairy is not what it was earlier. Alright, now second thing that you may say, that if you are not consuming dairy, where is it that you are going to get calcium from? What do you think? Your bones are made up of only calcium? Your bones, we always associate calcium with your bones. If you don't take calcium, how are you going to get strong bones? If you don't take calcium, how are you going to get strong teeth? All of that our nannies and dadis and our grandparents and parents have told us. But scientifically, is your bone really made up of only calcium? Your bones are made up of 12 minerals, 64 trace minerals, which means it is made up of calcium and phosphorus and magnesium and manganese and iron and boron and selenium and so many other minerals, including 64 trace minerals, and all of this together is constituting to become your bone health, So if you say that my bones will become only strong if I take calcium tablets, what sense does that make? How logical is it? So each time you go to a doctor and say that I've got bone pains or I have got, some signs of osteoporosis, and the doctor says, okay, start taking calcium tablets, question, is calcium really deficient? How do you know calcium is deficient? How do we know that this bone pain or this osteoporosis or is this osteopenia only related to calcium? Can't it be any other deficiency? Can't it be a lifestyle disorder? Can't it be anything else? Question. As naturopaths now that you and me both are, we must learn the art of investigating. And without investigating, without questioning, there is no point in taking supplements and medicines blindly, because it only shows lack of awareness. And that is exactly what I want to break through. We want to become a little more aware of our surroundings, of our choices, of our lifestyle, of our diet. And that is one thing that we should definitely strive for. So my urge to you is that each time somebody asks you to take a calcium supplement or a calcium tablet, question why. Alright, now calcium is also a king mineral. Now because it is a king mineral, it enters your cells first, which means that if calcium cannot enter your cells, then no other mineral will be able to enter your cells, because calcium enters first and all the other minerals follow later. Now, when this calcium is entering first, that is the reason it is also called the king mineral. But this calcium, we studied this in the previous videos, this calcium requires absorption, and for which it is very important to note what is the source of the calcium that you are consuming. What is the, whether it is being consumed from green leafy vegetables, whether it is being consumed from dairy, or whether it is consumed from any other animal product or supplements or medicines. Calcium absorption requires vitamin D. Calcium absorption requires magnesium. Calcium absorption requires hydrochloric acid. Now there is a recipe which is called a purified tuna recipe. So you know what, in olden days, whenever mothers would give birth to a child and they would come back, there is this regular ancient custom in India which says that after the baby is delivered, they need to go through a massage, they need to go through regular massage, and if at all any bones are paining, back etc. is paining because of the strenuous process of delivery, normal delivery, then the mother needs to be made sure that she gets the right environment so as to heal her body once again. And hence in certain customs, and especially when we have these old dais etc., who what they do is that they take this tuna, the purified form of tuna, and they kind of apply it on the area of the bone which is paining, especially if it is after your normal delivery. So what is this tuna? This tuna is basically calcium and phosphorus, but this is basically what also strengthens your bone. So when you apply it on your skin deeply, massage it, it is penetrating, and hence it helps the mother. This has been one of the ancient wisdom, one of the ancient customs that has been followed. But how do you get this purified tuna? How is it made? Is there a way to find out how this is exactly made, and can we make it at home? Yes, we can, because most of the tuna that you get in the market today is not the purified tuna. If you want the purified tuna for your health, then the recipe shall follow in the next video.